Hi. I had a few flashbacks to the movie Mahogany. It's a movie from the 70s, so a lot of you may not have heard of it or seen it, but there was a popular song. I think I did a video on that song because the song came to me like maybe 6 months ago, I don't know. But it goes, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. Where are you hoping for? Do you know? Something like that. So, of course, initially I figured, well, it's a tarot meant to do about, maybe inspired about not knowing what's ahead of you in life or what your purpose is. You know, the luminous question, or anything spiritually based. Well, of course, all things are spiritually based. But in this instance, because the scenes of the movie came to me, you know, after the lyrics, I saw where Billy D was talking to Diana and she's like makeup running, intoxicated and under influences, and she'd been partying and nonstop, you know, living a high life, so to speak. She arrived, you see, and he was just some kind of construction worker who didn't have much money, so she kind of like saw him as beneath her, though he was like a soulmate to her, or definitely a love that was deep. But she kind of pushed that aside for the high life and ended up being very much in the trenches, you know, addicted. And the person that she put above him was really the devil. I mean, he was really toxic. It was a traditional age-old story of what happens in a karmic relationship versus when you bond with someone who truly loves you and who is truly light. So actually that movie, now I see why it came to me as I speak about it, but I also think the addictions part of it, you know, because again, Billy D was trying to make her snap out of it, and she just couldn't let go of the partying, which involves a lot of drinking and abusing other things. So it just made me think of like the videos that I have been talking about, this being part of people's downfall, devil attachments. Yeah, so, and also someone out there might be involved in a relationship with someone who's heavily tied to addictions. And that is really painful to watch, because not only are you unable to have a healthy relationship with them, and it may involve you distancing yourself from them, if not completely cutting them out of your life, like if they're very harmful to you. But also you don't want to see somebody's life go down the drain like that. So it's painful. It's a painful experience. And I think that's why this came up, because it felt sad. Not just the lyrics to the song, but also the moments of the movie that I was brought back to, you know. And I remember one line he said, it's like probably the clincher or the line of the movie, is where he looked her in the eye and said, life is nothing without love, or something like. I'm gonna have to watch it again because it was a powerful movie. And you know, I was young at the time, so I saw it through only the romantic lens. But now when I look at it, it really touches on all facets of life. So with that, let's go into the Moonology deck and see what wants to come out from Spirit. I chose the Moonology deck because I thought that that was appropriate. I don't know why. I think the moon is going into the lovely Sagittarius for the next, for today and tomorrow or something. And yeah, so while the sun is in Virgo, that's really auspicious time. New moon in Pisces. Attune to the divine. Attune to the divine. Okay. Always attune to the divine. Especially if you're going through this experience, or if the person is if you are the one addicted, attune to the divine is the only way to get you through. The only way. And I do mean every microsecond of the day. That's the only way. It's a Pisces situation here. Maybe you are a Pisces, full moon in Pisces. Forgive. Forgive the other person, even if they have trespassed against you in ways that were unforgivable, so you thought. God wants us to forgive, to wish them well, despite all they did to us under the influence. Their mind is not their own. It belongs to the devil, attachments, addictions. So just pray for their salvation, pretty much, and just don't see them in a harmful situation. Don't see them in, how can I say, bad off or worse off. If they stole from you, if they hurt you, if they tried to physically harm you, understand it's the devil working through them, and don't take it personally. Then 2 came out. Last quarter moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. Came out with full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. So working through your feelings about this situation will allow your fears to dissolve, especially if you're worried about you've forgiven them. You do want the best for them. You have come to terms with the fact that once you love someone, you always love them. You always want them to do well, right? While protecting, keeping those boundaries. They are very important because you love yourself and you have to protect yourself. You don't deserve to be harmed in any way. So that's first thing. But as far as for them at a distance, trust that the divine has them in his hand, has them in, if it's them or him, I said them, so maybe it's a few people, in his vision, in his care. He's watching things unfold for their good. Okay, shadow work, since it flew out and wants to be seen out of nowhere. Okay, shadow work, oracle. This could be for you, or this could be for your beloved addicted one. Addicted also could mean, like, again, any substances, you know, alcohol and the others that we know about, or it could be a double attachment. And the devil works through alcohol and other substances, mostly, a lot. So we have regret and obsession that want to come out together here. I don't think I showed the other cards. I apologize. Okay. A debt. Maybe they owe you something, or a debt to society, or a debt spirit. Maybe they're spiritually in debt. Regret, the past cannot be changed, but the future is still in your hands. It came out with obsession. Release the chains of thought and free your mind. Maybe you're obsessing about regret. Maybe you hold yourself accountable for things that these people or this person has done, or their addiction even. Maybe you feel like you didn't love them enough, or that you disappointed them, especially if it's your child. Then that's hard. That's really hard. But Spirit says to let that go. To let go of the responsibility. This is their journey. Though you may have given birth to this child, or married this person, you may be, feeling accountable. Each person, even our children, are accountable for their own actions and their own connection to God. They belong to God first and foremost and only. So let go of that and don't obsess over that thought that is really holding you captive. Avoidance. Face what you fear, for avoidance is but a temporary refuge. That's for those out there who are putting off calling a spade, seeing the truth about this person, that they are far into, far deep for you to pull them out of it, and that you have to sever ties, put your boundaries up so that God can help them and you are not aiding, abetting an addict, or you are not coming in a way. If it's a devil attachment, you're not getting in the way of their karma. You have got to step aside and trust God in this situation. Dependency. Yeah. It's about dependency, codependency on anything. You know, substances, toxic chains to anything making you feel driven. Even money. Money can be a blessing. Abundance, especially when you want to do for others and you want to make others' lives better, make your own life better in a healthy way. It can be wonderful, but when it is all about showing off, you know, pomp and circumstance, you know, peacocking, lavish parties, investing in alcohol and substances and taking your life down the drain like that, even like just splurging, and instead of putting your money toward the community or helping others, you would take that millions and invest it into somebody's fashion house. I think that is toxic. I say it all the time. So yeah, that kind of codependent lifestyle, it's not good. My mind went off on money big time with that. But any kind of codependency. Let's pull out some tarot. To the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands can be about protection, and it also can be about somebody pushing you down. I'm taking this as protection and you standing your ground. Though you might be in Five of Cups, sad and grieving. I do feel that. I told you with that song, the first thing that hit me was, okay, it might be about finding out your purpose, but then it started to hit me sadness. And then I started to see that scene with Billy looking at Diane in the makeup running, and it's such, I gotta let you go. I wish you understood that love was the way. But you lost all, you know, hope here. So, yeah, stand your ground. You're protected, though you may be sad about the situation. Wow. The force of this coming out. World. This is the end of a cycle with this person. This might be a romantic relationship. We'll see. Okay, what's slid out? King of Cups, Page of Cups. This to me means father and son. Maybe a father and son, someone emotionally stable, full of hopes and dreams. That could be the case too. That could be you. That could be you, male or female. Let's see. I don't know. With a new perspective. Yeah, that's you, with a new perspective. So you're letting go of someone. The cycle is over, it closed. You're sad about it, but you're also hopeful, and you're like a kid again. So at one point, you're sad that you have to close that cycle. You kind of wonder and hope for the best for them, while still having some fears about what's headed, because you see their current state. But you have a new perspective on what? Ace of Wands, you're looking forward to the future and a fresh new start. And you feel passionate about your future. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Two aces back to back. You got a lot of new beginnings coming because you know why? There was an end to a lot. And this person being in your energy, in your life, probably was delaying these two. Wow. Beautiful. You manifested this. The Magician, the Upright, you definitely manifested these starts. And they were waiting. You're probably like, wait a minute, where am I? Harvest. I've been manifesting, but not realizing this had to come in. The end of that cycle, the start of a new one. How beautiful is this? Page of Swords. Someone's watching all of this. Let's see. Okay. They're watching your manifestations of that Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands come through. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't feel that right. Let me straighten it out. Someone wounded is watching. They've been through a lot. Being addicted is going to have you in the Nine of Wands. Chariot. They want to come forward. They want to drive toward you. Is that what that means? Or that you're still moving on successfully. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, you're moving on successfully. Six of Swords. That's what this means back to back. You're definitely moving forward while they watch. But that's okay. And guess what's at the bottom of the deck? Eight of Cups. You are leaving behind. And that's what had to happen for you to level up, for you to open up a new cycle and close the old one. You had to leave behind what no longer serves you. That can involve those constant calls. Help me out of this, help me out of that. We love to help others, absolutely, nonstop. That's my motto. But not when it means that helping you means you digging yourself into a ditch every time. You're taking my resources and you're just investing them in the wrong thing that's making your levels go down, making you go down. I don't want to invest in your downfall. So it's a no, you know, it's a no. So you left that behind and you pray. You pray for them as much as you pray for your family, for yourself, for your abundance, for your love, for your joy, for your health. You also pray for them and God to, you know, always, always be present. Angels surround them, that kind of thing. And pray for your boundaries. Pray for your protection, especially if there's someone out there that's like hell-bent on destroying you because they had devil attachments. You always pray for your protection. Okay? I hope this has helped someone out there. And I know it was meant for someone. I know it. I'll see you next time.